Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Sunday Night Super podcast, which is, or Andy's called it, so he's going to make it super. He's taken a break from molestation to join us.
Do you mean studying molestation or participating in molestation?
From the study of and the guides to being the best molester you can be, here's Andrew Burkett.
The Manchester molester.
The Manchester molester. The child fiddling.
What was it that Lee said before in that GTA stream?
The child Manchester molester.
That was so funny.
Oh dear. Right, well, hello everyone. Lovely to see some people who are with us already. We're not going to be talking about anything particularly interesting.
Well, that's a good way to start. You might as well just tell people not to bother.
Just don't feel like you need to be here because the entertainment level may not match the over enthusiastic title. But well, there was. I wanted to talk about something, but it was about 4 days ago that I said we should do a stream talking about it, and I don't know how much meat is on this bone, so to speak. But about the Gordon Ramsay being a bit awkward with Sofia Vergara thing. I don't know if the guys in the chat, if you've seen this video that surfaced, and of course, because of the Me Too movement and everything, everyone's like, wow, Gordon Ramsay's a knob jockey because he was not very nice to Sofia Vergara, who, if you guys have good memories, will know that she's one of my...
Why is she one of your sort of... the sort of female version of Ricky Gervais, as far as you're concerned?
No, she's not the female version of Ricky Gervais. Of course she's not.
What I meant by that was that you look up to her akin to fucking Ricky Gervais. Because I'd not even heard you talk about her until you sent me that link.
No, she's like, it's like you with Paris Hilton. You're always like, whoa, Paris Hilton, I'd love to...
Oh, right, so it's purely a sexual thing then.
Well, I like her as a person, though. I just think if I had the opportunity to meet her, I wouldn't be as disrespectful as Ramsay was. I could see why that...
So you're judging him?
Yeah, I'm judging. Yeah, but that's because I also like Ramsay. I always liked Kitchen Nightmares. I followed his recipe to make rice, which has always made my rice really good ever since. So... it was disappointing.
So should we ask people in the chat if many people have know what we're talking about? Because wasn't this clip several years old and it's been brought to the sort of forefront again?
It's from like 2010.
So why has it just suddenly become seen popular again all of a sudden and publicised?
Because of like, I don't know, someone's dug it up and gone, look like now it's after the Me Too movement and everything, isn't it? So now everyone has to be judged.
Right. So yeah. So it's kind of one of the things that sort of got forgotten about, and someone thought, oh, this portrays him as being a sexist idiot. Let's bring it to the forefront again. It gets shared and then carries a bit of momentum, and then suddenly it's in the fucking headlines. Yeah.
Well, I'm surprised not more was made of it at the time, though, because it does make you uncomfortable, that clip.
I don't... When I watched it, there's a couple of different ways of looking at it. One is that he was probably having a bad day, and he meant to come across as being funny and a bit like innuendo. It wasn't really innuendos, but he meant to be a bit...
He was trying.
Yeah, but he meant to be... Maybe he meant to be a bit funny and a bit flirtatious and be a bit of a Jack the Lad, and it just came out all wrong. That's one of the ways you could view it. And you could also view it if you were some gobshite who fucking loves to jump on the SJW bandwagon. You could say he's a sexist pig.
But he was touching her a lot, and she says to him at one point, no touching.
But what I'm saying is, just because he behaves badly for a few minutes... when he may have had I'm not saying it.
Well, I'm not saying like we need to execute him or anything.
Oh no, you're not. I'm not saying that you are, Adam. I'm just trying to make conversation in the point that a lot of people will have looked at that, and I read some of the comments on YouTube, and some people were trying to destroy him. I mean, I don't mean like that the words would carry any weight, but what I mean is, just because somebody behaves improperly for a few minutes doesn't mean that they're a complete arsehole, does it?
No, but the thing with Ramsey is he's always so judgmental of everyone else. I think that's why it was quite important, because like everyone, he always like, oh, you shouldn't do this, shouldn't do that. Like if he was in a Kitchen Nightmares restaurant and one of the waiters was touching a woman at the table, he'd be like, you fucking what idiot sandwich, get back in the kitchen.
I've never paid. I must admit, I've never watched anything to do with Gordon Ramsay. I don't. All I know is he's some foul-mouthed cook. That's all I know.
It sounded like you said some foul-mouthed cuck.
Foul-mouthed what?
Cuck.
What's a cook?
Yeah,
I did say that.
a cuck.
Cook. Kook.
Yeah,
Cook.
no, it sounded like you said a cuck.
Well, what's a cock?
Not a cock. Not a cock. Surely you know what a cock is.
Yeah, but I don't know what word you thought I said.
A cuck.
What's a cock?
A cuck. C-U-C-K. A cuck.
What's a cook?
A cuckold.
No, I don't know what that is.
If you don't know what a cuckold is, then you are the cuckold.
Right, you're gonna have to explain.
Right, like imagine like you and your wife's sex life isn't going very well, so she's like, let's spice it up by getting a big man round to fuck me while
How's your sex life?
while you watch and cry in the corner.
Okay.
That's a cuck.
Right, okay. I'm glad I'm learning. I didn't. No, I didn't say that.
How can you survive social media without knowing what a cuckold is or a cuck?
I've never seen that. And
Like,
you need to
it's one
survive
of the
social
buzzwords
media.
at
It's
the
not like
moment.
I'm an avid user of Andrew Burcook. It's not like I'm an avid user of social media, really, you know. So it's not, you know. In fact, me and my mate were having a conversation about this at work today, to sort of deviate slightly about.
You are a deviant.
Sorry.
You are a deviant. Anyway, carry on.
I don't think I am.
I was joking.
Well, it has been said.
Well, I mean, it depends whether you consider child molesters deviants.
I don't think so.
Well, you wouldn't.
I don't think there's anything
Anyway,
wrong with
so
that.
you and your mate were
That was it. That was the end of the story.
basically just boasting. It's with my
Me and my
mate.
mate, and that were it.
No, I know where you were. It's Sunday. You were down the old church.
Down the old.
Down the old church with your lot.
That was fucking. Me and fucking Adam walked past some religious monument or building in Barcelona, and he just went, "Oh look, there's some of your lot." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about? I don't even go to church, man." It's like, "What are you talking about?" He says, "Yeah, they're all Jesus freaks, aren't they?" I said,
Yeah, exactly.
thing is, it was a fucking Muslim temple.
Mosque.
No, it wasn't.
A mosque. A Muslim
Muslim temple. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. We were just sort of commenting on a lot of the people that we know were younger people in the 20s and mainly girls. Oh, I'm sexist. Sue me, you know, because the raise you don't like it, man.
What the fuck?
Give me all 3 warnings now, because I'd love to see.
You'll have a mutiny on your hands.
Because them lot, look at their faces. Oh, we're just quoting The Office. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry, Stephen. Andres Bolito will be returning. I asked Adam to help me write some material, and as usual, he's not fucking done anything. So it's his fault.
Right, because I'm meant to write things for Andrew in between.
I asked you to do me a favour. I didn't demand that you fucking help
in
me.
between maintaining
You
two
are-
of the most
you are
popular
supposed
YouTube
to be-
channels in
You're
the
more
world.
comically sort of gifted, one might say, than me. You have done stand-up before.
Well, I appreciate that. First sensible thing you've said all day.
Well, he likes to be complimented every now and again. But we were kind of saying, if I can get back to my original point, whatever it was I was trying to make.
You've got a mate.
Yeah, well, I know it's hard to believe, but I do. Well, he says he's my mate. I don't think he never answers me calls or returns me texts or speaks to me really. But
whenever he wants his hole.
yeah, exactly. But we were talking about the average person, young person, how like social media kind of runs the life out. Like you'd be on like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. There's lots. It's just kind of like the life that you'd end up leading, and you know what kind of life it'd be, and how detached you'd be from reality and stuff. But we're going. Maybe that's for another time. Really, it's mainly that I was telling you about that book. Selfie, how the West became self-obsessed by Will Storr is a brilliant book. But anyway, yeah, what we're talking about.
I don't know, I'm just letting you babble on. It's easy for me. So
Yeah,
Gordon Ramsay did some bad stuff. That was one thing.
That was one thing, yeah. Well, so has it changed your opinion of him?
I think it has a bit. It was just a bit cringeworthy, but I've probably forgotten about it. I mean, almost like when I first spoke to you about it, I just watched the video, so I was like irate about it. It's like, can you believe Ramsay's such a creep? And now I'm like, oh well, it's done, isn't it? Forget about it.
Yeah, I don't think with the type of character he is, I don't think that like he's going to get destroyed in the press, is it? I don't think it's like it used to be, because every like 10 years ago, well, maybe a bit longer, if a story like this came out about a celebrity, their whole career could potentially be in tatters if, you know, they were known to have said something bad.
In comparison with, like, Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, but that's extreme, though, isn't it?
Yeah, or Kevin Spacey.
You're not talking about a silly interview where he slagged a woman off. You're talking about years of fucking sexual abuse. Have you managed to catch any of the R. Kelly documentaries?
No, I haven't yet. I heard about
that. Has anybody in the chat seen the surviving R. Kelly documentaries? Because they are fucking very interesting for all the wrong reasons, but they're gripping. They're like some of the best entertainment I've seen. What that says about my character, I don't know, but some of the best entertainment I've seen in a fucking long time. It's just what that fucking guy got up to, man. It's scary that like the shit he got away with.
Why is this all coming out now though? Because he got done for having sex with an underage girl years ago, and then he started doing a whole bunch of duets and stuff with people just not long ago, and now again everyone's like, hang on a minute, let's not forget R. Kelly pedoed up a bunch of people. Now why was he allowed to do that after he'd already been caught once?
Well, I think I've watched the 4th episode.
What they are like Netflix or what?
I downloaded it legally, of course. So I think they were broadcast on some channel in America. I don't know if they've been broadcast in the UK, but I'm not at the end of the story yet. But basically, some sex tape was released of him getting it on with a 14-year-old. Apparently, it couldn't be proven that it was him in the video. There was also charges brought against him, and he was arrested for child porn. But they couldn't run the case because of some breach of protocol that the cops did or something. So they got dropped. And basically, it was the women that were kind of victims. Some of them obviously didn't come forward, just like many of the other abuse tales. It's like a case of him. But like he did a video. There was a girl that he went out with. It was like Alicia or something.
Aaliyah.
Yeah, and I think she was like under 16 when he first got with her. And she did a single, and I'm sure he either produced it or wrote it. And the fucking title of the single was Age is Just a Number. And you're like going, hang on a minute. And you're just thinking, but it's a little bit like the Jimmy Savile situation. You kind of think, why was I so stupid that I didn't fucking see any of this? I mean, I never paid any attention to any of his music because it was never really my... I've always been a big Michael Jackson fan, but the songs that R. Kelly did for Michael Jackson, like, what's that one he did with Lisa Marie Presley? You Were Not Alone. I never particularly liked that song. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I think you should maybe watch it, Adam, if you get a chance.
Yeah, I will.
It's it's pretty interesting. But you know, these people, money, power, girls, get away with anything, can't they?
Well, exactly. That's why you're so happy that you've become a big YouTuber.
Oh, such a big YouTuber. I mean,
Now
you know,
you can
people want to take me down. You know, take my channel down.
But now you can go to the playground and go, "Hey girls, I'm on YouTube. Look at this on my phone. This is me talking."
Have you heard of Elsa Gate?
Yeah.
Well, this will be all new to you.
Well, it's best if I break you in gently.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Yeah.
Um,
Now just get in my car. There's some sweeties in it.
do you want to see my puppies? One called Sadie, the other one is called Roscoe. Oh dear.
We can put them on the treadmill and then you can get your clothes off. And we'll experiment with your vagina.
Oh, experimentation.
Why did you make that noise?
I'm writing a song, right, about lawn. Well, I've wrote it actually. It's pretty. It's like a parody song, obviously. It's pretty good, but it's a pretty good tune actually. It's gonna be going up on my channel soon. I just started I do write tunes occasionally, and I came out with this crazy melody, and I just started. I was watching To Catch a Predator at the time, and I just started writing words and coming up with some lyrics for a silly lawn song, and it just sounded quite good. I thought, you know, that's pretty decent, that. So I just sort of but I'm trying to change it a little bit. I've had to fuck around with some of the lyrics and change the structure of it a little bit, because I'm trying to get it sounding a little bit country. You know what I mean? Because it makes more sense, doesn't it, for it to be a bit more country if it's lawn, you know. But being the country music expert that I am, it's not very easy. Yeah. So.
Take me home, Kentucky roads, like that.
It's not quite like that, but
To the child I love the most, Miss Vagina.
Hey, there you go. See? Just ad hoc. You just fucking spontaneously. There you go. Maybe that can be a B-side.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So what do you think about this fucking? Because why is this hashtag Me Too movement suddenly come to the forefront again? Is it because of the Harvey Weinstein thing? Is that what started it off?
Yeah.
Because the woman, it's featured on this R. Kelly documentary. The woman that started the hashtag Me movement, hashtag Me Too, she's actually on there. And Christ,
where is she on?
The R. Kelly documentary.
All right, yeah.
And good Lord, she's not a pretty sight.
Well, that's lovely.
Well, I'm just saying.
Poor woman's been violated, and you're like, what a
How do you know she's been violated?
Didn't she? I thought Harvey Weinstein give her fingers in a shift.
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't really know anything about her. I just looked at her and I thought, you started the hashtag Me Too movement? I was like...
You thought she's too ugly to start the hashtag Me Too movement?
No, I didn't.
You were like, why she started it? No one would have faked her. Oh, jeez. That's
now that you've put it like that, it does sound a bit weird. It just flashed up on the screen, right? And I'd never seen it before, and it just said founder of hashtag Me Too. And my initial reaction was, that can't be right. And then I kind of Googled her, and I'd never seen her name. I don't know anything about her. I just assumed it was started by one of Harvey Weinstein's victims, some model or something. And she wasn't a model. Well, I don't think so. But I thought that had all been forgotten now. I thought that these people had been dealt with.
Wow. What do you mean these people have been dealt with, Andy? What do you mean? The Me Too movement has been dealt with.
No.
By Andrew and his incel army will take down the Me Too movement.
I have been trying. It's drawing really bad attention to people like me.
How dare they?
How dare women defend themselves?
You don't dig yourself. I mean, you do dig yourself into some holes, don't you?
No, what I meant was, I thought all these people that had been doing all this had been dealt with, like Harvey Weinstein, he's up in court, and Kevin Spacey's fucked, and all these people seem to be being. What I mean is, all these people, this hashtag Me Too movement seems to have brought these people to justice in a way, doesn't it? That's what I meant. I've not heard about it until I watched that R. Kelly documentary, and then I thought, all right, people are still popping on about it, are they? Get what I mean?
Yes, I mean, it's still been. Well, the whole thing we talked about in the beginning of this was due to that, wasn't it? The Gordon Ramsay thing being dug up.
Yeah, and I just find it very fucking strange at the minute. I'm sorry to mention it, right? But
just nothing.
You've seen what Steph Master General said?
Yeah,
obviously. That's really funny.
So anyway.
Sorry, what did you say about when we started the stream?
Nothing.
You did.
No, I didn't. What are you talking about?
No,
you
you
were
said
about
that...
to say something. You were about sorry to mention it, you said, and then you didn't say anything, and then...
Oh, yeah, that was it. Sorry, it was me. I'm getting confused with my own. Well, I did say I'd not had a drink in a while, and I've already drunk a full bottle of wine, so I'm getting a bit drunk. I just find all this fucking Me Too fucking bollocks and all this fucking SJW bullshit and feminism bollocks. Why is it all fucking suddenly coming out when it's there in Star Wars as well? Like, why are they women in Star Wars too?
Can we just not go on about Star Wars, Andy?
No, but I don't mean to go on about Star Wars, but what I mean is, why is it become an issue in Star Wars as well? I didn't even know that, like, sexism existed until people started going on about it. People are just fucking... Everybody's equal. Nobody's better than anybody else. Why have we got to start popping on about fucking women this and women that and men this? It's fucking bollocks, man.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Me Too movement did have its benefits.
Like?
Well, like drawing attention to people like Harvey Weinstein and all the people he's raped.
Well, yeah, I suppose that's the whole purpose of it. I mean, there is a negative side of it, which is what?
Yeah.
Well, there is. It's just that a lot of women love playing the fucking victim, so they all jump on the fucking bandwagon, don't they?
Yeah. Yes.
No, but that's not being sexist. It's stating a fact. A lot of men love to play the fucking victim. They like jumping on the fucking bandwagon.
Yeah.
It's not specific to any gender. It's a human trait. Humans like fucking playing the victim. Men like playing the victim. Women, I don't know whether it's proportionate more in women. Maybe because they've been treated more badly throughout the ages by men. They've probably developed a bit of that fucking mentality because they have been suppressed for fucking years and years until,
Well, yeah, until when?
Well, until things started getting a bit more normal, you know what I mean?
When did the world become normal?
When did the world become normal? It isn't normal, is it?
Well,
it depends what would you define as normal?
I don't know.
Well, that's what I mean. It's difficult. It isn't. But what I mean is, like, women aren't allowed to vote and all that kind of nonsense.
That's what you want.
No, I said no. I said that's all nonsense, isn't it?
Yeah.
I said, but like, that's ridiculous, isn't it? So obviously, it's a bit more normal now, isn't it, to suggest that the whole half of the population can't vote is fucking ridiculous. I mean, why would you ever? It's just ridiculous, isn't it?
Well, yeah. So,
but I don't think women should be allowed to head up Lucasfilm, though. But there you go.
Well, yeah, but maybe a different woman would have done a better job of your favourite movie.
Potentially. Probably. But we don't need to go into that, do we?
No. Well, what else? What else were we going to talk about?
Well, well, let's see. What's in the news today?
What's in the news today?
How about that local sports team? So, what's your hopes for 2019, Adam?
Just buy a Lamborghini, make love to 2 supermodels. Twins.
Simultaneously, or
twins, probably. I'm just
2
watching.
sisters. You're just watching.
Just sort of maybe somehow earn a bed of money and roll around in it with some naked models.
Rick, can I ask you that question again? But can you answer it realistically?
Just not to die, and hopefully just be more productive. Just one more year to complete my legacy.
So when you say more productive, are you meaning like we said earlier before we came on stream, like less time on FIFA, more time earning money and maybe a career advancing, things like that?
Yeah.
Got any plans, YouTube wise or otherwise, or career wise?
There's going to be lots more YouTube content coming up on my main channel.
Oh, that's exciting. What kind of stuff have you got for us?
Well, I'm not sure yet, but it'll just get desperate. It'll just be like Chris Chan stuff with me sort of going through a mental breakdown.
That sounds fucking brilliant, if I'm being honest. I can't wait for that. I'm fucking signing up.
Start drawing a comic book and selling it online, where I get a bunch of made up characters to kill real life people who've upset me, but in the comic book, of course, not in real life.
Heisenberg wants to join us.
Oh yeah, let's get him in.
Steadmeister General's just made a great point here. As a 27-year-old male, I don't know what made me more sick at Christmas. My nan's Xmas pudding, my female cousins discussing how impressed they are, or my young cousin's nephews dabbing Fortnite shit.
Yeah.
I'd really like to know more about your female cousins discussing how oppressed they are, Steadmeister.
He especially would if...
Do you mean like oppressed as in like they feel that females are being oppressed in society, or more of a smaller aspect?
Oh shit. Hold on, sorry. Sorry guys. I need to get Andy back. He's now on pause. Hold on. Rookie error.
Oh, you put me on hold there.
I did by accident. Sorry, dude. I was trying to invite Dan in. Apologies, because you were right in the middle of saying something and I cut you off.
No, I can't remember what it was. My memory's... do you want me to try and add him?
Yeah.
Because I think it might be easier for me because I...
Love him.
Yeah, but that, and I also started the call, didn't I? But I'm struggling to find him. Oh, there he is.
Sorry for the dead air here, guys. We're just getting someone else to make things more lively.
A close confidant. Are you there, Dan?
Hello, guys. Hi. I'm here to liven up your live stream.
I know it's Adam's fault.
What's going on, guys? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Hello to everybody in the chat too. I've had the fortunate opportunity to make videos with both of you recently. It was a lot of fun. I think Adam and I were just sort of shooting the shit for like 3 hours one night.
I know, that was a long stream, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think we really planned it to be. If you haven't already watched Andy's and my collaboration on the next segment of the Dustin chat log, it's definitely worth checking out. Although I don't think we got very far on it.
No, but it's going down quite well though.
And hello, Dan in the chat. How's it going? Thank you. Right back at you, kid. Yeah.
Surrounded by Dans. It's a Dan bang.
That's dangerous. I was able to catch about the first 2/3 of the stream, and I had to call my folks and see how they were checking on them, see how they were doing. What have you guys been talking about while I was gone? I heard
I've been making controversial comments about females' oppression and various things, and
as the gender studies expert that you are,
of course,
I'm sure it was very important and very intellectual what we were talking about. So, yes,
we were talking about mentioning some of the. Have you seen any of the R. Kelly documentary?
I've heard about it, and I know what it's about, and it's about. I know what it's about, but R. Kelly himself is not an artist I ever really liked or listened to, and from what I've heard, nothing about him really surprises me at this point, too.
Still interesting, though.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because I'm totally, same as you. I've never been interested in any of his music or him personally. Never paid any attention. I'm a big Michael Jackson fan, though, not to say anything about his supposed life, which I don't believe, by the way. But with the songs that he collaborated with him, I didn't like them either. And but we were just chatting because the documentary, it's I know it's anybody should watch it. It's very entertaining, disturbing at the same time. What he was able to sort of get away with, and apparently still does.
Right. And to answer Terry's question, Andrew Burkett's channel is where you can find the stream I just did with him about the Dustin channel, and I believe right here is where we did a stream about a week or 2 weeks ago, me and Adam, just shooting the shit. But shoot, what was I going to say? I was asking what you guys were talking about before, and your sort of goals and ambitions for the next new year, content-wise and in life. I think for me, this is going to be the year that I have sort of a. I want to make healthier changes, but in small doses, because I think that's a much better way for that to be effective.
What kind of health? What would you mean, like nutrition? I don't know. What do you mean?
Yeah, like a healthier way of eating, drinking, and thinking, and being a little more active. I'm not about to sign up for a 6-month gym membership or go vegetarian all of a sudden. Shit, like just little things like cut back on sodas and switch to light beer. The really half-assed way to sort of get healthy. That's every little bit helps, I guess. Can't hurt. So. But I got something I also wanted to talk to you about. Have you guys noticed? I've especially noticed it on my social media networks because I'm friends with a lot of people that I graduated with that are roughly my age, early 20s. A huge influx in these multi-level marketing pyramid scheme, fashion, makeup, hair products. People that are just constantly. Do you guys know what you know what a multi-level marketing company is?
I think is it kind of. We used to have it in England. It's gone off a bit lately. Everybody would put in the status updates. Yes, would you like to buy Juice Plus? We do this, we do that. So
yes, yeah. Yeah, that's half of it, and the other half is, hey, who wants to join my team and work for me? You can work from home. You can make $8,000 a month.
Yeah,
do this or that, and it's just huge promises that nobody will ever be able to make, and goals that are almost impossible to achieve. And it's really sad, to be honest, but it is everywhere. It is a pyramid scheme, Katie. Man, is it annoying?
Our model is the trapezoid. We don't do these shady pyramid schemes. No, sir.
But I can't believe how popular. I understand the appeal, but it's very sad that people don't want to do research beforehand, and I think it's especially shady. And I've noticed it that these girls, it is mostly girls because it's a lot of makeup and hair products. Hey, shut up! It's
Sexist.
Be quiet. You don't even, fucking. I'm a guest on your screen. You won't.
Sexist.
That's Andy. He's a bad. I mean, technically, he's been on here enough times to be a host, but this is how Andy treats people.
It is. He's even worse when we're not live. You should hear. He drops a lot of racial slurs against me. Oh man. Sorry to out you with this, but hey, it's time to stop.
Yeah. You should hear the stuff he says about women and homosexuals too.
I know. I'm terrible. But why is it? It kind of died off in the UK a little bit, Dan. To be honest, no. When you mentioned it, then I've not really thought about it for a while. What's going on your sort of?
Instagram is this huge tool used by these people, and they're very shady about how they go about it. They always say like they say like I love my company or I love the company I work for, and they'll never ever ever by any means reveal the name of the company. Anytime they have a product, their thumb is like over the name of the company, and they're like, message me for information on my product. And that's because when you do a quick Google search of the name of the company, you see all these class action lawsuits, pyramid scheme, this or that. They're totally not legitimate business, and just terrible reviews by former employees who lost a shit ton of money. And like I said, the idea sounds appealing. Work from home, sell to your friends and family, build a network, get people to work for you, and then just watch the money roll in. And it's not really that simple. Some of these girls get a lot of like pity buys in the beginning from their friends who want to buy their product, and then they hit them up every day nonstop for the next like 6 months, or they start reaching out to people they've barely known on Facebook, like, hey, you were in my history class in 9th grade 8 years ago. Can I talk to you about buying some of my product? And it's just so sad and shady and really annoying. But it's really funny to watch this sort of spiral, and it's really shocking to see how many people are falling for this. And here's how the scheme works. It's either, I'll sell to you, Andy, you want to join my team? And you go, yeah, let's do it. I go, great, here's my shitty product. I'm going to need you to buy $200 worth of the product. And you're going to say, oosh, that's pretty steep. But I say, well, it's a good motivation. You sell it back at a profit, you can make $400, $500, $600. But here's the thing. Either you buy it from me and you do end up selling it for me, and then I get a huge chunk of that money for basically doing nothing, or you buy it from me, you don't sell any of it, and I just get to keep your money anyway. And there's like no regulation, and there's no legal precedent for a lot of this stuff, so people can get away with a lot of really shady shit.
Isn't that just, it's just another way of saying a bit of a get-rich-quick scheme. I know we're get rich with this scheme, quick.
When it sounds too good to be true, 90% of the time it is.
Yeah, because, it's like we get a lot of websites, when you're downloading things or whatever, and maybe on some sites you shouldn't be on, you get what I mean. I don't mean child porn sites.
Reality sites, guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You get things that flash up and say like, "Oh, we can make you rich," and every time you go on like, I don't know whether you, you know what I mean. Dodgy downloading sites and things. Like,
I have ad blocks,
streaming movies. Yeah. All right, well, if you didn't, you get things coming up saying, invest in this and invest in that, and
this one weird trick will make you thousands of dollars.
Yeah, and some guy will come on and say, I can make you thousands. Pay me $1,000. And you just think, why did he do this? Surely why? Because that's enough to fall for it.
No, that's it. Out of 10,000 people that will see that, one of them will be dumb enough to send $1,000.
That's what I mean, though. But it's like, it's the same. Oh, right. Apparently there's a really fucking bad echo that's driving people crazy.
That's been going on in the chat for a while, and yet no one's mentioned it recently. I think it's
Um,
right now. I was messing with the sound bars while you guys were talking. But to add to what you're talking about there, I mean, people still believe the 419 scams, even though they've been around forever. You know, you get people still respond to an email saying, "Oh, your long lost uncle's died, and we want to give you $10 million and a Porsche, but first you have to send us $200." And people do it, or else they wouldn't still send the emails.
it's just laziness in the pyramid scheme scenario, because they throw big money figures that are technically possible for you to make, and you don't have to do anything. You can just stay at home. Why would I wake up and go to some other crappy job when I when I can just do that? But the truth of the matter is, I think somebody actually did the math. The goal for each of the sales reps is to have under them a team of people. I think the goal is to have 13 people under you. But of those 13, all of them also are trying to get 13 people under them. And on paper, that sounds pretty easy for you to do that. But if you were to ever put that into action, you could only do that 13 times down before you have every human being on the planet working for you. So it's doomed to fail from the start, That's 13 to the 13th power or something like that.
But it's nothing new, is it? I mean, people want maximum gain with little effort, don't they? It's just, the average person doesn't want to have to work, and it's like things like American Idol, X Factor, whatever you want to call it, that exploits that, doesn't it? People want to get famous with little work, little dedication, and some people do it, and then they realize that the careers aren't sustainable. People want to have it all without putting the work in, and it's the ones that really do work hard and really put the blood and sweat into it that have the proper careers, isn't it?
That's why the lottery is such a big deal here in America.
The lottery,
where
everybody wins.
Yeah, that is I'm not gonna lie. If I'm at a gas station and I've got an extra $2, I might look over to the scratch off tickets and be like, yeah, why not? When I worked a sort of retail convenience store not too long ago,
Walmart?
No, it was a beer store actually, but it also sold lottery tickets. You would not believe it's a gambling addiction to some people. We'd have the same customers in every day with a list of a mile-long list of numbers that they want to. Let's see, I want to draw box straight 50, 50, 5, 6, 4. Don't forget to put the multiplier on there. I want to win it. And before you know it, within a month, they've blown $500, right? And they do it every month for years. And then when they win $200, they go, yeah, I did it. Profit. Yay, I win. They fucking no idea.
And they don't realize they've wasted so much time in doing that they could have just think what they could have done productively with that time.
And they get aggressive with you. They get mean. They hold up the line to no end. And they're like, oh, yeah. It's like go to the casino, That's the place for that, not the fucking gas station. Come on.
But it's the same old story. The weaker and the poorer get exploited, because I've seen it in local shops where I live, and people who are clearly on benefits, they'll get the money and they'll go to the local store and they'll buy $100 worth of lottery scratch cards, and you're thinking, what the fuck are you playing at? And it's just that their life, isn't it? Because they think that their best chance of getting anywhere in life is winning something in one of these scratch cards.
Are you guys, Adam? Probably. Are you familiar with the YouTuber Mr. Beast?
Yeah, I know of him.
Have you seen? He's done some lottery videos where this guy's he's got an insane amount of money to him, and he always uses it for fun little projects and things like that. But he did an experiment, I think twice, where he bought $30,000 worth of scratch off tickets, and he did it twice. Stacks of thousands of tickets, and him and his buddies scratched them off just as an experiment to see what they did. And both times they ended up with less than half the money that they originally spent. And that's what most people will spend in a lifetime on tickets too, So.
Yeah, man, it's ridiculous. The chances of winning a lottery or anything. It's ridiculous that people would put all their hopes into something like that. But I suppose it's the same with FIFA and people who.
Well, there's a bit of skill to that, though. It's not all chance.
No, I suppose you're right, but that's in a one-to-one game. I mean, in the mode I play with FIFA, it's all about building the best team. So they've basically set up a loot box system so that you can pay to win or pay to get ahead and get the best players. It makes them over $1 billion a year. That's for
They make $1 billion just from FIFA.
They make $1 billion just from transactions within Ultimate Team, not even including the sale of the game.
Microtransactions in video games is an epidemic right now. It's insane.
Definitely true, Adam?
Pretty sure it's true. I'm sure it was last year. They made like $1 billion. They made more than the whole film industry put together, I think.
I believe that.
In hell.
Yeah. It's almost an incentive for video game developers to put out like incomplete games.
You mean like Star Wars Battlefront?
Yes.
They got fucked over for that, didn't they? For the loot boxes. We don't want to go into that because Adam will go nuts, but they did. It's EA as well, so it is related. EA did the loot box system for Battlefront 2, and they had to pull it at the last minute because people went fucking crazy, and they literally tried extorting their average customers. And to think, right, you pay $40, $50, whatever it is in the US for a brand new game, like whatever it is, and then you have to pay more every month. I mean, isn't that you a big gamer, Dan?
I guess technically I'm not. I'm only very passionate about one or maybe two games, and I ended up selling my PlayStation 4 this year just because I wasn't using it as often as I should. Yeah, I also needed to pay rent really bad.
Probably a good thing, to be honest, mate.
Yeah, it was dangerous too because I had this really nice gaming console, and I was always like, I almost felt pressured to spend money just to get my money's worth from it, Where I'm like, oh, I haven't played this in a while. I should get a new game, and then I play it once, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm just too busy or I'm not into it. And that's a big, that's $60 usually up front for a brand new game too. And it's just not as fun, especially when I have a roommate now, but when I was living by myself too, when I didn't have like online or anything, so just playing a game by myself was pretty pointless. I don't know. I don't have the commitment or the focus to really complete anything by myself. That's why the one game I really like is Super Smash Brothers, because I can play it in person with my actual brothers, and we get pretty intense with it. And that's about it. I guess I'm more of a Nintendo boy than anything else. But yeah, I am not. I would not call myself a gamer by any means. I don't have a gaming PC or anything. Yeah,
I'm sure you can sort of appreciate. I mean, you know a bit about the industry, and to see what like EA, not just them, but the sort of loot box system. We're going a bit off topic if there was a topic, but it's more exploitation. If I see it, exploitation of children, really, because
it's introducing children to gambling.
Yeah,
one, and second, it's not even their own money. It's usually their parents.
Yeah. It's like those mobile games where kids have accidentally spent loads of money on their parents' credit cards because they haven't realised that there was a credit card linked to it. You see one of them stories pop up in the paper every few weeks, and it's getting kids gambling at real young ages.
Mm-hmm. And it's a shitty kind of gambling too, where the more money you spend, the better your odds are too. So it's not like there's ever any one flat fee. It's like, oh, you really want to be the best? Well, you better fucking pony up here, boy. You want that skin? Come on.
They do. They hide some items behind paywalls so that you have to pay if you want to get them in some games. It's really quite horrible to think the way the game industry is going compared to how it used to be when you bought a game and that was it. You had all the content. I mean, I suppose they couldn't go back and fix and make games better once they'd been released like they do now. But to that extent, surely the quality at the time was probably controlled to a better extent, because these days, well, we've got a deadline to meet, let's whack this game out, it's incomplete, but fuck it, we'll just send out a bunch of updates like Fallout 76.
No, but there's nothing wrong with DLC. Like, I think there was
That's what I love about Smash Brothers. It never felt like an incomplete game, and then for this Wii U and the Smash Ultimate, the DLC are new characters that were under development at the time of the game after they already had 70 plus. So it's not like you ever felt like you were undersold on anything.
Exactly, yeah. If you like getting another game that you can buy, if you don't want to buy it, you don't have to. I don't see a problem with that whatsoever. If you get a decent product, if you buy a game for $40 and it's great, and they bring out DLC, and you go, you know what, I'll have that as well. Just like The Last of Us. When they did the DLC for The Last of Us, as I'm sure, well, as I know Adam agrees with, is one of the fucking greatest games ever. They did a DLC for it, which wasn't a lot. It was a short game, but it was worth every fucking penny, and you don't begrudge paying it. But what you do begrudge doing is when they do these loot box things, and basically, to get ahead in the game online, you have to pay extra money, and it is specifically designed to exploit children and the parents and low-income families, and it's fucking wrong.
And the thing, and sorry to go back to Smash Brothers again, but they had a game like that has all the time in the world to get it right. Those games that are released annually are becoming like the worst sort of money grabbing bullshit. Every like sports FIFA game, FIFA, NBA, Madden, every game like that comes out every year, they're like, if we just change it just a little bit, and after the fact, if enough people buy it, then we'll throw out some other stuff for them, then we have the easiest job in the world, you know? Let's tune the graphics just a little bit, update the rosters, and boom, we got a brand new game that we can sell for $60, and the one that was a year before is now worth a fifth of what it was 2 months ago, even though they're virtually identical, you know?
Yeah, it's ridiculous, but people will always pay for that new game as well. So I wasn't going to bother with FIFA this year, and I was like, oh, if I don't get it, I'm going to be left behind. Like, I won't have all the new updates and the new players at their new clubs, and I had to get it. But I'm not getting it next year. That's for sure.
You did say that about this new one, Adam, and you did buy it.
Yeah, well, I won't make the same mistake again next year.
What would it take for you to buy a new game, like a new FIFA game? Let's say you buy this one upcoming, which I guess would be FIFA 2020. The graphics are a little bit better. The rosters are updated, and there's like a new mode or two, I don't know, and whatever. And now you hear about FIFA 2021. What would it take? What would have to be introduced or changed for you to want the new game?
If I had the disposable income to buy it, I probably would. That was part of the reason I wasn't going to buy it last year. And then just as it was released, I happened to get a bit of extra money that month. And so I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll buy it because I saw it and I wanted it. But I didn't want to buy it. I like the game, it's probably worth buying each year, but I didn't want to buy it because of all the problems with EA and the loot boxes and how they're just driving everyone to spend more money. And I was pretty pissed off because the last few years of FIFA, the mode I play, Ultimate Team, it's like where you collect all these special cards of footballers. And I've not really ever had much luck, and then this year it's almost as if the game knew. Now, I haven't spent any money on, I think I spent 10 or 20 quid when the game first came out on microtransactions within the game, so I did spend a bit more than I should have done. But other than that, I haven't, and then this year I've just had insane luck, and I've been able to build the best team ever, and it's almost as if they know I was thinking about leaving it, and now they're like, right, let's make sure he has some good luck and wants to do it more. I noticed I had a week off of playing FIFA when I was down south visiting my friends. Didn't play any FIFA. It's probably the first time since it was released I'd gone a whole week without playing a game. And that evening they'd have like puzzles you can do to get free packs, or like packs that you can buy with earned with in-game currency, so not real money. And I got one of these packs, and I packed like an incredibly high value card after I hadn't played it for a week, which seemed a bit suspicious. Like, oh, he's not wanting to play, let's give him a little bit more incentive.
Are you, historically speaking, one to buy a new game right when it comes out, or do you wait a little while to see what the reviews are like and see if you really want it?
Well, I think something like FIFA, I always just buy. I don't check the reviews, but there's not really many other games that I buy religiously other than FIFA. I mean, there's games I play like GTA, which I would say was worth every penny because I've had so much game time out of it. And I know there is microtransactions in it, but you're not forced to use them. Whereas I feel in FIFA, the game's tilted towards, or trying to tilt the players towards the microtransactions.
Mm.
But GTA is the only, and I only play like those two games religiously, and now Red Dead. Dan wants to know who is my best player. I've got Team of the Year Kante. I bought Team of the Year Kante, but he cost me I'm only left with untradeable players now. But yeah, I've got I think he's like 94 or 96 rated or something. Even though he's a Chelsea player, because he was Team of the Year, I made an exception for him. But that's your question answered, Dan, in the chat. So yeah. Loot boxes are bad, EA's bad, but...
Save your money. Earn your money and save it. That's the lesson.
True.
Do you think you have like not physical, but like an addiction to playing that game, Adam, was as far as the actual gameplay? Do you get what I mean?
Well, it's the only sports game. I mean, I've always loved sports games. And it's the only kind of sports game I always play. But I think because of the way it's designed, yeah, it's like when a mate says, do you want to play a kickoff match? And I'm like, no, I don't want to play a kickoff match because I won't be earning any Ultimate Team coins. It's like when you were here, Andy, I was like, no, let's play my Ultimate Team, but together, because then I still earn coins while playing it. It almost seems a waste to ever play any other mode of FIFA where I'm not earning coins.
You're a coin whore, aren't you, Adam?
I'll do anything for coins.
Oh yeah. Hey, I have to go get my laundry out of the dryer, so I'm gonna step off for a minute. If you guys are still going when I get back, I'll be happy to hop on. But thank you guys for bringing me on.
Yeah, no worries. I don't think we'll go too much longer because I'm still recovering from spending a whole night in the airport the night before last.
Oh, where were you? Or where are you going?
Oh, well, I came back home to Spain, but because where my parents live on the peninsula of Scotland, they had to drop me at Edinburgh Airport at 10 p.m., but my flight didn't go till 6:30 a.m.
Did you have any trouble with drones while you were trying to leave the airport?
No. It was an experience, actually. It was quite interesting. There was quite a lot of other people just pulling an all-nighter at the airport. I mean, no one spoke to each other, but you could tell, with the odd glance, we were all in it together. Pulling an all-nighter, sitting by Starbucks where there's power.
You guys ever watch To Catch a Predator? You guys want to watch my YouTube channel?
Actually, weirdly, what I did find, because I played a bit of Football Manager, I got bored of that, so then I was looking for I thought maybe I might find an old scam baiting video, but I couldn't find any. And then I found a 3-hour stream I'd ripped from when we streamed from Andy, Chris, and our mate John from Australia streaming a heist on GTA for 3 hours.
That's still on there?
I ripped it to my laptop. I don't know if it's still there, but I'd ripped it, so I ended up watching about an hour and a half of that, of Andy dying over and over and over again.
That sounds great. I'm going to need you to forward that to me. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Hey, take care. I'll talk to you later.
See you later, mate.
Yep. All right. Well, I guess we may as well wrap it up there.
Yeah, we've been on an hour, haven't we? You're very tired, and I'm pretty tired myself. So it's should we bow out gracefully?
Yes. Well, I don't know how you mean gracefully.
As gracefully as we can get.
Yes, as gracefully. We'll have a little curtsy and say thank you. Say thank you to everyone in the chat, Andy.
Thank you to everyone in the chat, Andy.
And thanks everyone in the chat for joining us. Thank you for joining me, Andy.
Yes, thank you.
We'll be back again soon when we have more stuff to talk about. And if you did enjoy our company, do leave a like. See if you can hit the like button with your nipple for a bit of a change. So take care, everyone. Bye. Bye.